Have you gone to the Igbo region? The population there, if you go to a place like Onitsha, if you drop a pin, it will not reach ground, it will not touch ground. If you go there, you see population. If you see human being, who told you we don't like staying there? We are good Nigerians.
We don't. They will not solely tell you that Igbos, they prefer to come back home once in a while and then go back and go hustle and then come back home and enjoy.
No, you see, this is our life. We accept everywhere we go as our home. Go to the nook and crannies of this place. If you see, if you go to a place where you have raft houses, mud houses, this and that, and we enter there, what you distinguish Igbo man from the indigenous setup is the kind of house he will go there to build, because he likes good things. He likes to improve wherever he is. So it's not that we don't like staying in our place. Why? I just returned from Christmas holiday where I spent about 3 weeks.
And then you come to Abuja.
Where do you want me to?
You stay the whole of January to maybe December.
April, Easter, I will go there. EKG, what we call Iriji, New Year Festival, I will go there and spend days and come back.
Chinua Achebe was a Nigerian novelist, a poet, critic, who was regarded as the dominant figure of modern African literature. He once said, "Among the Igbo, the art of conversation is regarded very highly, and proverbs are the palm oil with which words are eaten." All right, so our next quote is from Margaret Mead, an American cultural anthropologist. She once said, "Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has." All right, our next quote is from Woodrow T. Wilson, who is an American politician and academic who served as the 28th president of the United States from 1913 to 1921. He once said, "We cannot be separated in interest or be divided in purpose. We stand together until the end." Absolutely spot on. Our next one is from Rollo May, an American existential physicologist and author, who once said, "No one can separate themselves from one's social group and remain healthy, because the very structure of personality is dependent on the community." Last one from Christian Lars Lang, Norwegian historian, teacher, and political scientist. He once said, "Within each such social group, a feeling of solidarity prevails, a compelling need to work together, and a joy in doing so that represent a high moral value." Don't you just love this quote? Because I do love them. Now let's see how all of this goes relate to what we'll be discussing today. Very warm greetings and welcome to The Conversation. We're reaching you from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Of course, I am Annabel Orji. My guest on the show today is Elder Barrister Onwu Arua. He is a private legal practitioner and the president, Ohanaeze Ndigbo FCT Chapter. And we will be talking all things Ohanaeze Ndigbo. We'll be talking about the Igbo Socio-Cultural Group, IVAT, everything Southeast, and this conversation today. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Conversation. If you just joined us, this is The Conversation. We're reaching you from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Now let's go straight to our discussion for today. Our guest on the show today is Elder Barrister Onwu Arua. He is a private legal practitioner and he is the president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo FCT Abuja Chapter. It's great to have you on the show today, sir.
Thank you. You're
Great.
welcome.
Thank you. All right, so I heartfelt condolences to every member of Ohanaeze Ndigbo worldwide for the loss of your president, Professor George Obiozor.
We accept.
Thank you so much. All right. So what exactly does it take to reinstate a new president general worldwide and even nationwide? Must you actually be a professor or a traditional chief or a traditional or titled chief, or before you can actually be accepted to become the president general? And is it two questions, and I'd like you to take them in one breath. That's one on the side. And secondly, is it actually a position that is open to men alone?
Oh, no. In the hierarchy of Ohanaeze institution, it's open to everybody.
Okay.
Irrespective of your gender and irrespective of attainment, but you must be acceptable, widely acceptable by the people. It's not like, as you said, must you be a this, must you be professor, must you be... No, it is not so. There is no law, there is no rule banning any person from contesting.
Okay.
You know, we have 7 Igbo-speaking states in Nigeria. And positions are zoned according to state.
Oh, okay.
In alphabetical order.
Okay.
Starting from Abia, Anambra, Delta, Ebonyi, Enugu, Imo, Rivers.
Oh.
So in that order, that's how it's structured. Okay. So when it is a turn of this state to produce the president of Ohanaeze, every person, every freeborn of that state will contest. So the best will be selected through election. So there is no discrimination. And
it could actually be a youth? Anybody?
No.
Okay.
No.
So there's an age peg.
Let me put it this way. For the apex body, that's Ohanaeze worldwide, where the late Professor Biozo was the president general, there must be age bracket.
Okay.
At least you must have attained nothing less than 35 years.
Okay.
Before you can aspire. And there is no ceiling. It's only when you are incapable of holding certain offices that you can disenfranchise yourself.
So now when from his state, when they are done, the next person from the next state takes over.
Yes.
How many years?
4 years.
Okay.
Like our late President General. He's just 2 years on the throne. And he has died. By virtue of our constitution, by virtue of all the provisions and convention, his state has to produce a replacement. There will be an election within the state of Imo to produce a replacement who will exhaust his tenure the remaining 2 years before it goes to River State.
Oh, awesome. Now, for the benefit of those who don't know the activities, the vision and the mission statement binding the Ohanaeze Ndigbo social-cultural group, briefly walk us through your activities and achievements lately.
Yes, to start with, Ohanaeze is a socio-cultural organization. One, it is not a political organization. It has no interest in its main preoccupation is the welfare of the people within the geopolitical zone and by extension Nigeria. So we do what is called intervention in disputed areas to ensure that people live in peace. Well, when it comes to, human beings are political animals. At least somehow you must show your interest in the welfare of your people. And that interest transcends sitting down complacently and say, okay, let anything go. Like as we are having all this political gerrymandering and so on and so forth, at least there must be where your heart is as a human being. So you must not stay aloof You must try as much as possible to educate your people, but you must not throw your heart into the ring as a leader. Because
that's publicly.
Yes, because within your zone, within your area, you have all the political parties. So who will you support? But you just advise that people play according to the rules.
All right. So now that said, what's going on with the Ohanaeze Ndigbo FCT chapter? We hear that there's a rancor, in-house fighting.
Yes, it's normal. You see, the Igbo people are Republicans. They are Republicans. Nothing is insurmountable. Igbo people, like as I said, being Republicans, they don't like somebody lording their positions over them. And if they try that, they rebel against you. They will say that, are you doing sunrise or sunset for me? You find yourself, in a conciliatory mood to placate the nerves of the other people. So it's normal. Well, yes, there is. There is. Like in Nigeria now, look at our political landscape. There are always factions here and there. You disagree with this person, you go and form your own. You disagree here, you go and try to show yourself more acceptable. That's what goes on.
But like they say, we always disagree to agree. So is there an agreement? Or is still there?
Yeah, there must be agreement. There must be agreement, hopefully. Hopefully.
Yes. Now, late last year, we got news report where Nze Ifeanyi Chukwu Nwanze said, and I will quote him, "We wish to inform the world that any other person or group parading as the executive committee of Ohanaeze Ndigbo FCT is fake and illegal, especially the one led by Onwu Arua, who happens to be a legal practitioner that should know the law, but rather chose rather to fight the authority of the courts to wait." Now, he further stated that that the Arua-led group violated the law by conducting election and has since been paraded as ESCO of the Ohanaeze Ndigbo FCT, adding that the same court in its final judgment invalidated the conduct of the election, thereby rendering the election and its product null and void. And then he offered journalists copies of the restraining order. So how do you respond to this?
These are what we can call a fake and malicious allegation. When you talk about court of law, yes, that faction led by one Nwodozi went to court to sue the President General Ohanaeze Ndigbo, former President General, the immediate past, Nwodo, for dissolving the executives of Ohanaeze in FCT and constituting a caretaker committee to run their affairs. Let me tell you who were the members of the caretaker committee. Chief Simon Okeke, the former chairman of Police Service Commission, was the chairman. We have people like Ukwesileze Nwodo. We have people like Professor Madubike. We have people like Nze Chukwu and other governors retired, other past governors, even serving senators. This very group of people were there in Enugu when this decision, I was there in Enugu, when that decision was taken, dissolving the executives and constituting a caretaker committee because of the problem they had. This same group was the same people who wrote to Enugu, say we will not be able to conduct election because of disagreement. Come and conduct election for us. If I had known that all these things will come up, I will bring you documents to back up this. Enugu said, well, the only way we can do it, coming to Abuja to conduct election will cost us millions. We better constitute a caretaker committee led by these eminent Nigerians of Igbo extraction. They went ahead In the process of conducting the election, these people rushed to court to sue President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo, Onwu, sue Simon Okeke, chairman of the caretaker committee, restraining them from conducting the election. That they don't have powers, that the people who have powers are the IPOB. You see, you can, in law, there's what we call approbating and reprobating. The same people who invited them, they say to you, okay, we cannot do it, but we have eminent persons. And when they set up the committee to conduct the election, you rush to court. What they did, the Simon Okeke-led committee had to remove his hand and hand it over to that IPOB. IPOB is a council of elders, and the chairman is His Excellency Chukwuemeka Ezeife, the former governor of Anambra State. He's the chairman. And Professor Nwekaku is the secretary of IPOB. They are there. They handed over, say, okay, since the court restrained us as caretaker committee, we cannot do it. They went ahead and conducted the election. Some members of this very faction led by Ifeanyi Chukwu. Nze. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Forget about Nze. Ifeanyi Chukwu. Some faction. He has not been in Ohanaeze. He doesn't know anything about Ohanaeze. But some people brought him. No, they just brought him. This is the first time he is knowing anything called Ohanaeze. Some people brought him. Some member, for example, one Moses is a secretary, current secretary in his faction, contested election with another person under the election held by IPOB Ohanaeze. They contested and lost. Two of them, their group, contested with me and lost. One of them is a professor. He's a provost of one of the federal colleges of education in Ebonyi State.
But how do you say he doesn't know anything about Ohanaeze if he contested with you and lost?
No, not if I... No, you can contest election. Ohanaeze Ndigbo has nothing to do with segregation. As long as you are an Igbo person, you are a member of Ohanaeze. So when they want to conduct election, you're free to purchase your form. Are you getting me? But you just feel that, well, especially lawyers, they always feel that they can fit in any way they find themselves, whether they know something about it or not. When they go there now, they learn fast anyway. So they contested, they lost. Meanwhile, their matter is still in court. The court continued and were sworn in. And there are letters written to Inspector General of Police Abuja here that there is no other Ohanaeze other than the one led by me, that Barrister Arua. Recognized, the letters are there. President General Ohanaeze Ndigbo, as he then was, Chief Onwu Barrister, okay, he's also a lawyer, Onwu, flew in from Enugu on the 16th of December 2020 and inaugurated us, gave us matching grants to go ahead. They went ahead, said they want to conduct their own election. We have been sworn in. Court gave their judgment, neither here nor there. You see, what they do, if you read the judgment of the court never mentioned me, because the court has nothing to do with me. They only talked about Onwu and what do you call him? Simon Okeke. That the Constitution of Ohanaeze does not recognize a caretaker committee. They went to the market telling people, my election has been nullified, that they ordered them to conduct election within 21 days, which is false. I went to the court personally and obtained a certified true copy to debunk their statement.
But they conducted that election?
as at the time, they conducted the election later, because the police was after them. They will go to this place to hold their own parallel election. Police will go there and close the place under the order of Inspector General of Police. They wrote several petitions. Some of them were detained.
So, are you still the president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo FCT Abuja Chapter?
I am. Nobody has restrained me. Even the matter they are talking of, there are about 4 cases. Some of them instituted by them, some instituted by us, and more are coming.
All right, so we're made able to understand that with the crisis rocking the Abuja chapter of the Ohanaeze Ndigbo has actually prevented it from hosting the Igbo Day for 3 consecutive years. That's what he also wrote in a publication. How true is that?
Who says so? Who says so? If you had told me the line of argument, even if I go down, I will avail you. We have held Igbo Day 2000 we elected 2020. We had Igbo Day 2011, 2021, and 2022. The brochures are there. How can somebody say that?
Now, he also accused your group of, let me take the quote. He said that they don't have anything to, they cannot show anything that they have done for Ndigbo. Rather, they have been milking Ndigbo for their personal gain, lamenting that the organization has no office in the FCT. Now, Onwu, however, also said that his term would soon unveil the office space of Ohanaeze Ndigbo FCT in Abuja, where various committees like the Peace and Reconciliation, Membership, Political Awareness, Contract and Mobilization, Cultural and Igbo Language Development Projects, Security, and others would be inaugurated. So, first, 2 questions. I'd like you to get your response to that. And then secondly is, so does it actually mean that the organization does not have an office in the FCT?
They don't have office. They don't have office because they are new. Ohanaeze, that I'm a leader, has been in existence since 2004 when our constitution was approved by Enugu. So they are running attachment.
So do you have a physical office?
We have. Suite A23, Abuja Shopping Mall. You see it's a very big office. If you go there, you see our banner, especially the banner of our late president, where we are mourning him, is there. And inside the office, you see it, one of the visitors' rooms. You see it there. So how can they say that? The point is that they are being sponsored by politicians. You know, in our Ohanaeze, we are not attached to any political party. Like as I am now, I cannot be attached to any political party. Even if I have a card, even if I'm a card-carrying member, I suspend it as long as I become elected President Ohanaeze Ndigbo. But in their own case, we know those who are behind them.
Are you going to give names and face?
It will be allegation. It will be allegation, but we know those who are behind them.
And why do you think that they are actually behind them, trying to disrupt your union and organization?
Some people have their own image and personality that cannot be bought. Are you getting me? You cannot buy certain people. They are young people who are growing, who want to reach certain level in life, financially and otherwise. But what do you want to buy me for? Who will I, if it is Yoruba, who will I double it to?
Okay, so for our viewers who don't know what dobale means prostrate.
Okay, prostrate. For who? I don't have. Well, every Nigerian cannot say he doesn't have one problem or the other. At least my last daughter is mobilizing for NYC. So what will I be like? Obi will be talking. LP, presidential candidate, you see a man who doesn't have much encumbrances, like problems, like, that will make him to look into people's pockets or play for government these things. These are some of the problems we have. If you have people who have, I worked and retired from Nigeria National Petroleum Corporation. I can equally go to my village, and they will be paying me my allowances every month. But it's that same allowances they are paying me that I'm using to run Ohanaeze. So what are they talking about? What are they talking about?
Because you mentioned a particular presidential candidate, let me ask you personally, does it actually mean that your political compass is tilting towards that direction?
I will not, like as I said, we are fathers to all political aspirants, all the presidential candidates. We are fathers to them, being the apex body. If you go to Southeast, my state has a governor who is APC. Imo State has a governor who is APC. Abia has PDP. Enugu has PDP. Anambra has what? ABGA. So
Rivers has PDP.
Rivers has PDP. Delta, PDP. Now, whom will you come out openly as a leader, as a father, to say this? I may say it privately. I may say it outside where I am not on camera like this. I may say, this is our man, this is our woman. But I cannot be heard to say such a thing. I have my soft spot, but I have to keep my head high as a leader.
All right. Before we leave that story about the fracas that you have, are there measures put in place to actually die this down completely? Resolve it.
Yeah, you see, like as we said, like as we normally say, conflicts are not resolved in courts. Conflicts, at the end of the day, you come to a round table. It's like when a child or when children are fighting, or when you beat your child, the person will cry and cry and cry, and you because the person committed an offense, you beat him or her. You'll be looking for opportunity for you to say, "Oh yeah, stop crying, sorry." You will easily come home. They are overtures for peace. It's robbing us of so many things. Let me tell you, the loss of election in APC in Abuja during the local government, area council election, the loss of AMAC, the defeat of APC in AMAC can be attributed to that.
How so?
It's not something we can go into detail. If you know the population of Igbo people who are registered, who are voters, we constitute majority here in Abuja. Because in every town you go in Nigeria, every big city you go, after the indigenous population, the next population is Igbo people. Quote me.
Is that confirmed?
No.
Even outside the Southeast?
I am not talking about the Southeast.
You mean even in Lagos, in the north?
Look, listen. Where are you from? Lagos?
Nigeria.
Nigeria, good. I'm from Nigeria. If you go to Lagos, I lived in Lagos for years, worked in Lagos, schooled in Lagos. Greater part of my reasonable life. If you go there, after the Yorubas who migrated from Osho, Oyo, Ekiti, and so on and so forth. The next dominant tribe or ethnic group is Igbo. And we constitute more than 30 or 40%. If you go to Kano, Kano is predominantly Hausas and some Kanuris and migrant Fulanis. If you go there, if you remove all those people, the next is Igbo. There is no... Okay, look at Abuja. Go to Nyanya. Go to Buhari Zuba. Go to everywhere. Go to the markets. Go to Day. Go to everywhere. If you speak in now, they will accept you. Okay?
So we always hear that. We actually do for a break, but before we go on that break, we always hear that most times you have... most people always ask, why is it that Igbo people, they don't like to stay in their region? They just always prefer to go stay outside their region. What's the reason for that?
Have you gone to the Igbo region? The population there, if you go to a place like Onwu, if you drop a pin, it will not reach ground, it will not touch ground. If you go there, you see population. If you see human beings, who told you we don't like staying there? We are good Nigerians.
They will not solely tell you that Igbos, they prefer to come back home once in a while and then go back and go hustle and then come back home and enjoy.
No, you see, this is our life. We accept everywhere we go as our home. Go to the nook and crannies of this place. If you see, if you go to a place where you have raft houses, mud houses, this and that, and we enter there, what you distinguish Igbo man from the indigenous setup is the kind of house he will go there to build, because he likes good things. He likes to improve wherever he is. So it's not that we don't like staying in our place. Why? I just returned from Christmas holiday where I spent about 3 weeks.
And then you come to Abuja.
Where do you want me to?
You stay the whole of January to maybe December.
April, Easter, I will go there. EKG, what we call Iriji, New Year Festival, I will go there and spend days and come back. What are you talking? I registered there. My PVC is there. So next, in 3 weeks' time, I will go with my son. My son also registered there, except my wife. That is an indigene here, by virtue of registration of her PVC.
All right. We are due for a break. Let's go on this quick break, and when we return, we'll continue this conversation with Elder Barrister Onwu Arua. He is the president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo Abuja Chapter. I'll see you shortly. So how's the sociocultural groups, especially Ohanaeze Ndigbo's, helping to tackle insecurity, banditry, and kidnapping, and also naming and demystifying this unknown gunman that has been threatening the space and stability of the people for time immemorial?
Let me put it this way. There was nothing like unknown gunmen until Nnamdi Kanu's house was bombed, destroyed, and python danced by Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian state. Did you know, Southeast was the safest place. Those boys who call themselves IPOB were only using flag like the NSAS people to demonstrate, and that their radio that they insult people here and there. They were only using that. They never you never heard any gunshot until that python dance.
The Operation Python Dance? Yes,
until that destruction of... The young man was on bail. Somebody bailed him from the court. What do you call him? Ike Kuremadu, Senator Ike Kuremadu. Signed surety for him, plus one other rabbi. Signed surety for him in the court, and he was granted bail. He was a free man. waiting for the day of his trial. Suddenly, these people came, destroyed his house, his father's house. His father is easy. Destroyed the palace, went on a rampage, did python dance, killed so many people as they alleged. And the young man escaped by whiskers. Nobody knew how he managed to escape and left the country within that period. And now the day he was supposed to appear in the court, he was outside the country. And people say he jumped bail. Will he stay there and be killed in his house? Is it better? He who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. But he who in the battle is killed will not live to fight again.
All right, let's conclude this conversation.
So if you are talking about unknown gunmen, it's a creation of the state.
If you just joined us, this is The Conversation. We're reaching you from KAFTAN's television studio here in the nation's capital, Abuja. If you actually just joined us, you've missed out on a whole lot, but then you can still join in the conversation. As our guest on the show today is Elder Barrister Onwu Arua. He is the president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo Abuja Chapter. All right, before we went on that break, we've actually been able to dissect a lot of things. Now, I understand that the fact that you've said that before, in fact, countless times, that Ohanaeze Ndigbo is a social cultural organization that is non-partisan, but then we've seen some other social cultural groups like the Pan Yoruba cultural group that actually pan their political compass to particular candidates, presidential candidates, and supported them, even though some have their discrepancies, and then some say this and then the others say no, we want the other person. But why is Ohanaeze Ndigbo different?
We're not different. You see, let me tell you this. We often say you don't put your eggs in one basket. These things have effects. If, for instance, you come out openly and say, this is our candidate, all Igbo people must support this person. You give that directives. What does that show? A president of Nigeria of Igbo extraction is not a president of Ndigbo. It's a president that will govern the entire nation. So you, as a group, you cannot come out openly and say, it must be this person, it must be this person, or no other person. If other people should say it must be their own son and no other person, and the other people will say, it must be their own son and no other person, there will be a stalemate. The unity will not be there. So as elders who fought for the independence of this nation, we cannot toe that line. We cannot do it. If I may go a little, during the election of Buhari, the election that brought Buhari, the Southeast, with the exception of Anambra, were all PDP. I hope you know that. They were all PDP. And they resolved, and even supported by our immediate past President General, that our candidate for the election is Jonathan. Good luck, Jonathan. They resolved it. They said so. And it had a backlash, let me put it that way. Because at the end of the day, APC won. Buhari won. And what you were hearing is that people who gave me, I cannot leave people who gave me 97% and take care of people who gave me 5%. That was a lesson.
Oh, wow.
It was a lesson.
So for the whole
and
8
he
years,
followed it down to the letter.
so for the whole 8 years, you didn't get
Where are we?
support?
Where are we? In the Southeast. You see any reasonable appointment of people in the Southeast?
Oh, wow.
From military to the police, from corporations in Nigeria. If not that, it is entrenched in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria that ministers must come from at least one from a state.
So are you saying that all of this talks about nepotism, favoritism is actually payback time for the two Igbos.
It is even worse than payback time. It is even worse than payback time. What is the cause of this agitation by IPOB and the ACN? It's marginalization. People are, consigned to, is it third class or fourth class citizens? And you are seeing it yourself. Go to parastatals. Anybody they mention, the MD, the Director General, the this and that of this organization in Nigeria, check the name. Unfortunately, you hardly even see our brothers from Southwest. But every other name you hear, NNPC, 99.9% people from certain part of the nation. Certain organizations, certain establishment that you have never heard certain name. Go and check those who are there. 99% of all the parastatals of government. And when you appoint them, they bring in their brothers to fill all the vacancies. You will not see application, but you see appointments here and there. And people are seeing it. They feel bad. And our boys are there. You score 300 and something in your jump. Somebody who scored 120 something will be taken. And you'll be left. You go to competitive interviews and everything, you will see your score. Excellent. But you are dropped. As I was coming here, somebody sent me a letter, say I should go and talk to certain ministers, talk to certain director. That's what part of what delayed me in the office. She applied for certain jobs. And she was given a letter of appointment. When they went for screening to capture them, what they call IPPS, people came from Abuja. Within the organization, they said the number is too much. They cut her and some of them off and took some people.
And it was not by merit?
Not by merit. Federal establishment. Federal establishment. In my state, not even outside my state. This is what is going on. Go and check everywhere. Boys are there. Go to Alaba International Market. Go to Day Building Material Market. Go to Zuba. Go to Apo Mechanic Village where you have spare parts. Go and see young boys. Some of them have master's degree. Some have PhD. They are there, selling second-hand motor parts.
But is this actually the fault of the president, of the number one citizen of the country?
Partly.
How so?
Partly. They haven't created the opportunity for people to be employed. They want they have, they give it to their cronies. When you talk about nepotism, it is here, it is. I even pity somebody who will take over from this. Where will the person start? Is it in the army? Where you are not allowed to rise beyond certain level? Is it in the police? How many inspector generals have we produced since the war ended, 1970? They say we are reconciliation, reconstruction, and rehabilitation. Was it done under Gowon? You see, if you are an Ohanaeze leader, you must know these facts, so that you know how to tell your people, do this, do that. I was grown up during the war. I was already in the secondary school, so I'm not a kid. Well enlightened, whether I'm a lawyer or not, to know what is happening. We have never had it. I served in 1984. I served under Buhari in a military tribunal, one of the military tribunals, exchange control anti-sabotage. The same Anyway, we are not talking about individual. We are talking about administration of this government.
But then there's always been that argument that the Igbos are always united, only to be divided, that they're always speaking with both mouths. In 1 minute, they want power to be zoned to the south. In the next minute, they already have factions that would prefer the power to be zoned to the north or the southwest. And then in 1 minute, they want to organize a security network to protect all Igbos. And then in the next minute, another faction comes out to tell you that, okay, they're not interested only because they feel one region will now feel superior over the others. What exactly is the reason for this?
Like as I said, when you have people who are Republicans, you always have it very difficult to have united voice. We speak with different voices, but aiming at one goal. So you can never, even within your family, where you have 5 or 7 children, they can never be the same. So there must always be disagreement. There must always be interest. Let me tell you this. We have PDP, we have APC, we have other parties. Some of them have been there for years. Some of them have Igbo people there who have been there since inception. They are BOT members. And suddenly, you want them to swing. Just the same way they have labored for years, either in APC or PDP or PRP, and you want them to move. It is not so easy. The highest they can do is to remain faithful to their party in the daytime. In the night, they can come Nicodemously, the way we are holding meetings, to say, you know, this is the nature of things. You cannot put your egg in one basket. You understood. So when people tell me that Igbos, they do this, they do that, they do that, well, money answers all.
Oh no. So that's how you end that conclude on that. Money answer it all.
That's interest.
Okay.
Personal interest.
Okay, now let's talk about the 2023 general elections across board. What's actually your read on Nigeria's political space at the moment? Because finally, 2023 elections, the much talked about elections are here, and now politicians are already beginning to count down in minutes, in fact, seconds already. So, and in fact, and from where you stand or sit as an elder statesman, what are your interpretations?
Well, my interpretation is that, first and foremost, for the first time in these 8 years, almost 8 years of this government, that I've been saying, Buhari, you have gotten it right. Buhari, you have gotten it right. I have never praised him because I don't have any reason to praise him.
Oh, really? How so?
I don't have any reason to praise him.
Infrastructure?
At where?
Second Niger Bridge?
Who started it?
But somebody ended it.
Who started it? How much does it cost? Do you know the harm? Anyway, people will be paying toll gate. Do you know, have you gone to Oturukpo? From Nyanya, Agisis, and Nasarawa? There's one road they constructed there leading to Wote. They call it Wote or whatever. Did they put toll gate there to be collecting tolls? Second Niger Bridge is bridge, whatever name they call it. PPP. No, we pay for it. Anyway, I thank him for partially completing it, because it's not yet, it was just opened for Christmas. We thank him for doing that. The major thing I'm thanking him for, two of them jointly with Emefiele.
The Naira redesign.
I am thanking them. Not that they did any good job on the face of the night or whitewash you. Not that they did any good job. But the mere fact that some people are fighting them because they use their warehouses to warehouse naira. Up till now, some of them are stuck. They are pushing so that they will extend it. They will bring out the money to bribe their way through during this election. And Buhari up to yesterday has been saying no going back. I hope you have been seeing him. No going back. Because he knows what he's doing. It is the same money they use in buying their way to become presidential candidates. They want to bring out the same money. You guys start giving to 2,000. You say you are better at 2,000. Let they use it as fertilizer when the thing gets rotten. They want to bring out the bullion van here and there. Shishi, some people don't even have to give. I don't want to point out those who don't have to give. But all I'm saying that
those who are not giving shishi.
There are some people who say they are not giving shishi, even though they have. But they cannot use shishi to buy people, to buy food. After that, you say they didn't do anything for you. So, I like it. But we just pray that the election will hold. Because all that they are doing in the Southeast, especially Imo State, is to inflict fears on people not to come out and vote for certain candidates.
Like you just actually know the next question that was going to come from my mind. All this insecurity you see in the Southeast region, the arson attack on INEC facilities and all of that. What exactly do you think is the reason for all of this?
It's not only in Southeast they are attacking INEC facilities. They are attacking politicians of repute. They are attacking people who want this election to be conducted. They are inflicting fears on people so that the votes will be whittled down from the Southeast, even though we don't have much population.
So does it actually mean that these people, the unknown gunmen that are yet to be demystified, does it actually mean that they don't want change, they don't want elections? Because I actually saw a particular video where you have some unknown gunmen, they were threatening someone who was wearing a branded t-shirt of a particular party.
Let me tell you this. We all saw it. They are part of Nollywood. Go and watch it again. Because that person, when he got up, he showed his t-shirt. Was it the particular person he was mentioning? That t-shirt, was it that picture you saw there? Was it that very particular person they say, why are you supporting this thing? Why are you wearing this thing? Was it? And you saw them shooting at the tires of this. They are all part of intimidation.
What? You just called Nollywood. What has Nollywood got to do with this?
All these people who do films, film tricks, to convince people that certain things are...
Okay, are you saying that they are just comedy?
That thing is comedy. Look,
like skits?
Let me tell you that thing is sponsored comedy.
Oh, okay. Not like Nollywood has anything to do with it.
No.
Okay,
when we talk Nollywood now, we are talking about this kind of...
just to make that our viewers understand that.
That is what they did there. When it goes viral, people will say, oh, don't do this, or don't do this, or don't go. They are gunmen. They will do... They are all fake to intimidate people. I came from Christmas holiday. I spent about 3 weeks there. Fortunately, my house doesn't even have fence, and we don't want. You can stay outside with people coming in, spending hours. Nobody harasses you. It's only when you show partisanship, you see some small boys coming to say, Oga, we thought you should be this. So those people intimidating let me just say this. I have already said, I think we have camera B. I have already said what we are looking for. Those who are the presidential candidates, there are 4 of them, 4 major, let me say 3 or 4. major top contenders. What each person is looking for, 25% of votes cast in 2/3 of the states of the Federation, including Abuja. That's what each person is looking for. If you can secure 25% in 2/3 of the states and also majority votes, you'll be declared a winner. If you go to all these Imo, all these people who are making these problems, making life unbearable, if you're able to secure 25% of the votes cast there, you have won that part of the state. So if there are 5 states in the southeast, no matter what they do, if you can get 25% from there, you go to the west, Lagos, Kano, and all those places, and get your own, work out how to get your own 25% there. I mean all the parties, so I'm not particularizing any party.
Because we have 18 of them, 18 presidential candidates.
Some will not even secure their local government. So if you can get all these things, you have won the election. That's why I started by telling you that in every major city, Ekiti, Ikole, Ekiti, Akure, Ondo, every major city in Nigeria, after the indigenous people, we have people from that extraction staying there.
All right.
And we encourage them to collect their PVC.
And
we encourage them to register where they are and vote.
All right.
So they will give all the 25%.
So our time is actually fast spent, but then we still have a lot of things to talk about. But like they say, time is no man's friend. But I saw a particular headline on, I think it was Daily Trust, that says Ohanaeze places 37 million naira bounty on IPOB leader, that's ECPA. Does this actually mean that the socio-cultural organization is not aligning with the beliefs and ideology of that group?
Well, it is not Ohanaeze that is not aligning. It is people of goodwill. If you are not Ohanaeze, do you like what that young man is doing? Somebody is sponsoring him. Some people, not Nigerians, are sponsoring him for political reasons. So why is it that Nigeria government, let me put it that way, Nigeria government is closing their ears to somebody who is in Denmark or somewhere, wherever he is, and sponsoring terrorism in their territory? Why can't they use diplomatic relationship to nab him there and the government of that place sanctions? Why? That's the question you should be asking. There might be some subterranean influence giving him the boldness to do that, and we are not following up. So
how is the sociocultural groups, especially Ohanaeze Ndigbo, helping to tackle insecurity, banditry, and kidnapping, and also naming and demystifying this unknown gunman that has been threatening the space and stability of the people for time immemorial?
Let me put it this way. There was nothing like unknown gunmen until Nnamdi Kanu's house was bombed, destroyed, and python danced by Nigerian soldiers, Nigerian state. Did you know, Southeast was the safest place. Those boys who call themselves IPOB were only using flag like the NSAS people to demonstrate, and that their radio that they insult people here and there. They were only using that. They never you never heard any gunshot until that python dance.
The Operation Python Dance? Yes,
until that destruction of... The young man was on bail. Somebody bailed him from the court. What do you call him? Senator Ike Kuremadu. signed surety for him, plus one other rabbi, signed surety for him in the court, and he was granted bail. He was a free man waiting for the day of his trial. Suddenly, these people came, destroyed his house, his father's house. His father is easy. Destroyed the palace, went on a rampage, did python dance, killed so many people, as they alleged. And the young man escaped by whiskers. Nobody knew how he managed to escape and left the country within that period. And now the day he was supposed to appear the court, he was outside the country. And people say he jumped bail. Will he stay there and be killed in his house? Is it better? He who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. But he who in the battle is killed will not live to fight again.
All right, let's conclude this conversation.
So if you are talking about unknown gunmen, it's a creation of the state. It's a creation of the state. Some of them are...
Are you saying the particular region or the state generally?
I mean the state, Nigerian state. I'm not talking about the state as our region. The Nigerian state. It's a sacred issue that cannot be talked carelessly in public. But we all know. We all know. The state was the safest in the whole country, where Boko Haram was rampaging everywhere, including Niger, our neighbors here in Niger State. But the state was peaceful. And they say, how can this be? Let us go and steer the environment.
Oh, wow. Lastly, let's talk about the role of the judiciary in ensuring free, fair, credible elections. It's been alleged that the major disconnect usually comes from the justice system. Even before elections, you have most disgruntled politicians who are already waiting at the edge to run back to the court in the name of, or the excuse of the election was not free, fair, and credible. So, and then there will definitely be the fight, and they want to fight till the end. So this has been a recurring trend in Nigeria, as most people have would refuse to accept defeat. And then you recall the conflicting judgment issues that have been there, and then you have the CJN who called on judges to ensure that they definitely should not be used as by politicians and at their whims and caprices. So do you actually see that sector, the judiciary, which I know that you are amongst, do you actually see them being I'm trying to manage my word, but do you actually see them being used by politicians when they want to always run back and then say, okay, we are heading to the courts?
You know one thing, it is always very hard for somebody to be a judge in his own cause. And this is our area. We are brothers in the same temple of justice. Cannot judge. Holy book tells us, do not judge so that you not be judged. If there is any way that I will feel, I feel reserved, or I choose my word, is to delve into saying the judiciary is this or judiciary. But one thing I can say is that a government of the people, for the people, and by the people. Every environment gets the kind of system they deserve. The judiciary people, they have blood in their veins. They are human beings. You know how to reach, if somebody is your father-in-law or anything, and he's occupying a judicial position and your interest is jeopardized, somebody may come through you and reach that person. And in a legal practice, let me put it this way. All these people who are there, the symbol is a lady that is blindfolded, see no evil, cannot be swayed. But let me say this. We are in an environment that we cannot extricate ourselves from the rot that is there. And it is not the work of the judiciary to right the wrong of the electoral people. Whatever you present to them is what they look at. Plus, minus. Is this
but then
correct?
most politicians or even some businessmen would always want to run to the court to get ex parte order in order to punish other people.
No, ex parte order has lifespan. Are you getting me? Ex parte order is a different thing. It has lifespan. You only tell the ex parte order is, please hold on. Let us look at the substance of the matter. Don't do something. This thing you want to do is not good. It will be detrimental to my own person. Hold it. That is ex parte order. Until we look at the substance of the case. So it does not. You see, if the system, like we have beavers and all those things, everything is on INEC.
All right.
Everything is on INEC. If INEC can do their good job, I have a candidate who has gotten judgment up to appeal court. The other person has gone to Supreme Court over gubernatorial issue. So the courts have been very, very good following procedure.
All right.
So it's the INEC that we're looking up to. And what's the name of that INEC man? He has been assuring us. He has been assuring us. So it's left for us as Nigerians to help INEC to do better job.
Thank you so much, Elder Barrister Onwu Arua. It's been a wonderful time. Like we could just go on and on, keep chatting on these matters. Thank you so much for your time with us.
Thank you.
All right, viewers, that's all we can take for this conversation. Thank you so much for tuning in. We have been chatting with Elder Barrister Onwu Arua. It's been a wonderful time here on The Conversation. He's actually the president of Ohanaeze Ndigbo FCT Chapter, and he is a legal practitioner. I'll see you again next time. Before I leave, go get your PVC and make sure you vote. From the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Annabel Orji. God bless you and yours. And God bless Nigeria.